We're going to do questions for you guys today because I asked you guys to ask questions because I don't know what. Okay, so one of the first top questions was, are you going to vlog labor and delivery? That's all you, really.
Yes.
Paul wants to.
Yeah, but it's different than I'm gonna vlog a sandwich that I'm eating today versus
Listen,
having
people
a child.
care about the sandwich that you're eating.
Yeah, but I make
the
like
whole point.
like 30 sandwiches a day. I don't know what I was saying.
That it's not some
it's
mundane
not the same.
thing.
It's not something that happens every day, and I mean, unless we get into like a huge fluster and I don't bring the camera.
You know, the camera will come.
Yeah, if not, I would still vlog it on my phone. Like, regardless of what we're going to put on the internet, we're gonna video.
Did your other house sell? I haven't seen you in the new pool. Do you go in? The other house, we have a, it's like the contract isn't finished yet, but it was on the market for a lot longer than we thought it was going to be. And the pool, I've got asked this a couple of times, but my camera isn't waterproof, so I haven't really filmed going in it. But yes, I do use the pool.
I want to ask a question.
Okay.
Okay. Says, if you and Paul have more children in the future, would you hope to have another girl or boy? And will you be continuing to vlog after Violet is born? If so, will you be having Violet in the vlogs too, or giving her more privacy from the vlogs?
I mentioned this yesterday. Paul's asked or talked about this, and I'm like, I literally want to get through one pregnancy before we start talking about another.
Yeah, I grew up, I have a half-sister, and she's 13 years older than me. So I've always been really into having kids that are close in age. It's just kind of hard to talk about when we're already 9 months pregnant, being like, hey, so I know that last 9 months kind of...
Yeah, okay, we're good. Sorry, keep going. Just make sure we're in focus.
Yeah. It's kind of a hard issue to address, because I think that ideal would be like a year, 2 years apart, and then that phase happens when I bring that up, so...
I don't know. See, the thing with it is in my brain, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine going through this again in a year. See, I don't know, because, like, I'm not there yet mentally.
But, I mean, all of your siblings are 2 years apart, which would be a year and 3 months apart, give or take.
Oh, yeah, you didn't answer the other question.
No, the other question is, yeah, we'll be vlogging after Violet's born.
Who is more nervous about parenthood, Paul or Leisha? Me, you think? Why do you think me?
Don't know.
It's tough because, like, I was talking to him. I think that he said this because last night we were talking and I was like, I feel like we're just going to get home from the hospital and not know what we're doing, and it's just going to be so scary, and we've learned all this stuff about being pregnant, but then it's like, it just, you know, it's crazy to think about, but, like, it's not like we're on our own. We have, like, a ton of help, and... I don't know.
I don't doubt that it's going to be hard. It's just, I think that there's something that kicks in, like once you have like a child and you know that it's yours, and it's not even like a kind of wing it. It's just a, you know, do by trial and error.
That's kind of how I feel like it's a job. You learn on the job. Like, you can only prepare so much before, and you could prepare. I feel like you could prepare all you want.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's still going to be the hardest thing ever. Yeah.
Scary as hell.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think Leia will handle Violet when she comes home for the first time?
I think Leia will be fine.
Leia's not going to be here right away. Leia's going to stay at my parents' house, I think.
For a couple days.
For a couple days. And we're going to, like, send, you know, I've read a lot about, like, sending a baby blanket home or a onesie so that she can smell and kind of get what the baby smells like. I'm not super worried. We were talking more about how Leia has, like, issues with food, toys, and her tail.
So it's when she gets older.
So it's when Violet gets older that it's going to be more of like a thing. I don't think that she's gonna act any differently when she's a baby, though.
She doesn't act different around other babies in general. Yeah.
So she's really not. I'm not too worried about her. Somebody thought that you were like the voice of some YouTube commercial that plays before the vlogs.
I wish.
I was like, no. How did you come up with Violet's name? So Violet's name is funny because like we were watching The Incredibles and I was like, that's kind of a cool name. So that is it. I wanted a name that was something that was not terribly common, but not really, really weird, I guess. And then Paul, I don't think you were on board at first. Were you on board at first? Or you kind of liked it, but then like you went to work and then you came home and you were like, no, I really like it. It was something, it took you a little bit. Her middle name, I know there was another question, is if her middle name meant anything. No, absolutely not. It means nothing. I just liked the way it sounded. And my other thing I liked Violet Grace, but Paul wasn't into that.
I liked Violet Gray like Jean Grey.
And
and I got shot down.
Okay. Well, Paul's camera just died as we were filming, so now we have mine. And so the question we were answering was if we have done any wedding planning.
We got a wedding book, like a wedding planner book. We looked into a budget, looked at venues, looked at catering, wedding cakes, and then we just kind of stopped.
It's like I never have cared about weddings or anything like that, and I guess I never realized that it's like crap expense. Like the expenses is so out of.
It's really high, and it's like we were looking a lot more into it, and then when we decided that we wanted a nicer house, that kind of hit the back burner for a little bit.
Yeah, so we gotta figure that out, but probably won't even think about it for another couple months because I literally don't even like it. It doesn't. It's to me. It's like what changes.
Yeah,
Paul gets a ring on his finger. That's it. We live together. We have a child coming.
$20,000 for a ring on my finger.
In our situation, it doesn't change anything. So it kind of is just like.
Yeah, I mean, we already live together. It doesn't change the fact that we're having a baby. It's basically just a giant party where all our family gets together.
That's how I feel, yeah. Anyways, how did you and Paul meet?
Well, that is a great question. We met in high school. I don't remember the first time we met. Did we have class together?
I couldn't tell you.
I was a TA.
No, it was not.
For Miss Chapman.
Nope.
We had the same friends, and I mean, we just kind of mutually just started hanging out together when we would do stuff. We had a friend who had a 98 Isuzu Rodeo that we called the Millennium Falcon. And I mean, I think that's when we started hanging out a lot. And then
Paul fell off the face of the earth. I moved to Austin and all contact was lost.
Yes. And there was another question on here that was, oh, there it is right there.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys know you wanted to be together since you first started hanging out years ago? Or did you just more recently think of it when Leesha moved from where you were in Texas?
I don't think it crossed either of our minds in high school.
You know, it didn't cross, like, this question just makes me laugh because it makes me think of, like, going home, can't wait to find Paul. like, I didn't even know Paul, like, no.
Yeah, we met in high school, and then we reconnected when she moved back.
Way after, though. It wasn't, like, initially.
No, because you moved back in April.
Of 2012.
And then we started hanging out.
We didn't even start hanging out, though. Like, it was like October of last year. No, of 20...
It was 2 years ago, yeah. It's 2014.
Oh, it was 2012. Oh my God, that's crazy. Okay, so October of 2012 was, yeah, you were like, let's go get lunch and catch up. And then...
And we had barbecue, and you had blue in your hair.
Did I?
Mm-hmm. I was in a doom metal band.
So then I didn't even see Paul until December, and then he was like, I just saw my ex-girlfriend and I need to go. I don't even know. He just randomly called me.
I was at Second Friday, which if anybody...
We vlogged it one time.
We did vlog it one time, but I was at Second Friday, and me and my roommate were there, and we were hanging out. And we were bored, and we had nothing to do, and then my ex-girlfriend showed up at Second Friday, who at the time was still very angry and very bitter. And so I left. And then I was like, I should hang out with somebody. And then I was like...
How many people did you call before you called me?
You were first.
Nuh-uh.
Yep.
You swear?
Yep.
That's so funny. That's so random. Which is, it's funny too, because a week after this, or no, 2 days, no, the next day was when I had a party, like a housewarming party.
It was like a high school reunion party.
Yeah, but like a week before that, he's messaging me asking if I've got any single friends that are going to be at this party because he's so ornery.
I don't remember that.
Oh, I do. Because you said something. You're like, oh, are there going to be any single people? I'm like, freaking no. And then Paul comes over and doesn't leave.
It's just like...
Paul's like, let's watch a movie. And
we watched Tokyo Gore.
We watched this ridiculous movie. And then we went and got like food, or we went in your car and drove around. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, and then we just watched Netflix and something. It was like 6 a.m. and I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Like, how do I make him leave, or like what? Because like he's still here. And then I just remember Paul goes, it's like 6 a.m. Do you want to make out or something? I was like, wait a minute. When were we going in that direction?
It was not.
It was
not. It was the calculated hand brush, the arm thing. Then it led up to the...
Oh my God. Yes, because you were sitting on the love sack and I was sitting on the couch, and then we sat on the sack together, and I remember it because you like, it was like, we have to sit down at the same time so that it's not all like weird. And then it was like going back, and then you were like, smooth Paul move. It was really not expected at all. And here we are. Somebody said, what do you eat the Biscoff cookie spread with? A spoon. It's good on Eggos. It's good on ice cream. It's good on bagels. It's good. It's just delicious. And I've had people ask me where to get it. It's at Target, World Market. I think Walmart has it. Like, it's pretty much everywhere by like where the peanut butter or like Nutella is.
We got it from Fresh and Easy.
Creamy kind, and then there's the crunchy. The crunchy is the yellow lid, and it's so much better. Oh my God, it's so good. What are you most excited about in regards to becoming a mommy and daddy? At this stage, I'm just like, I just don't want to be pregnant anymore. I know so many of you people have told me that I will miss it, and I will miss, just wish I could just put her back in there for a little bit, but I'm just excited I feel like we're at like a standstill, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like we had like the pregnancy started and it was scary and all this stuff, and then it was okay, and then now it's just been like standstill, and I just waiting. Like, it kind of reminds me of like when you're going up a roller coaster and you're at that part right before you drop, and it just feels like it's forever, even though it's only a couple of seconds, and then the whole ride. Do you know? Okay, so you know when you're on
No, like, I have no idea
what
you're talking about. Because we went from what are you most excited to what
I'm just excited. No. I'm saying I'm just excited for everything to start, because I feel like it's like a roller coaster where you're going up, but then there's that little part right before you go down where it just feels like it takes forever. And I feel like the last few weeks have been that. Okay. Of just waiting for like the actual like ride to start. And I just am ready to like start the ride. Sexy. What are you excited about?
I am excited for... I just had like a preloaded answer. I am excited for family vacations to
places of history that I never cared about, but probably will when we do them, like Mount Rushmore. And
You want to go? Have you been to Mount Rushmore?
I have not.
I've never been to Mount Rushmore.
I grew up in Connecticut, so we used to go to Cape Cod. We used to go to like the Smithsonian. My aunt used to work at the Smithsonian. DC, I actually got to see Bill Nye the Science Guy at Bill Clinton's inauguration. I drove cross country from Connecticut to Arizona, so I got to see a lot of stuff. I've been to Grand Canyon a bajillion times, California, Florida. So for me, that's something that I'm really excited about, is to be able to do those family trips where I'm going to hate myself because nobody will settle down and it'll be crazy and lots of chaos, but then there'll be that like split moment of like, you know, like where they'll find something where they're just like, oh, you know, and then also chasing boys out of our house.
You've got a while for that.
I do.
Other than you getting a daughter out of the experience, what is the best thing about being pregnant?
Guaranteed birth control.
That?
Where did my water go?
It's not, well, I guess it is birth control. You can't
have another baby when there's one in there.
How fat do I sound if I'm like, I don't give a shit what I eat? I have ice cream at 11 a.m. and I don't care. You know what is interesting? It's actually kind of ironically, I feel like it's made me more, what's the word I'm looking for?
Aware?
No. It's made me less self-conscious. That's the word I'm looking for.
Mm.
It's made me feel less self-conscious about my body. Like, I've always had issues with feeling self-conscious, especially about my stomach. And for whatever reason, I guess because your stomach is supposed to be large when you're pregnant, I don't feel nearly as self-conscious about it. I don't feel like, it doesn't, I don't know. I feel okay wearing tight shirts and stuff like that, and it's surprising to me, I guess, because I was never like that before. It's been the single worst symptom in each... Oh, there's for you, too. It's for you.
Well, I already answered the first one.
What?
Birth control.
Oh, okay. What has been the single worst symptom in each trimester?
Go ahead.
First trimester was hard because of feeling sick and just getting used to all the hormone stuff, really. You?
All three was hormones. It was like it started small and then just kind of blew up.
Second trimester, I don't know how the hormones were, but I know I didn't feel pregnant. I felt okay.
I know you didn't feel pregnant.
Third trimester has been difficult because of just being exhausted. Like, I get as much sleep as I should, and my under eye circles have been out of bounds. They've been like really bad lately. And I've just been exhausted. My back's been hurting a lot more. This is like the end of the home stretch, and it's expected that like your body just gets kind of tired, and you know, you're full of baby. And Paul, dealing with hormonal Leesha. Who do you think will be the one who does all the disciplining? You?
Me.
You think?
I don't think you're going to discipline very well.
I don't know.
It'll probably be me, and I'll probably hate myself for it.
No, you won't.
I will. I'll feel terrible about it, but I know that it's something that absolutely has to be done. I mean, I think good parenting is a big deal, and I think that disciplining is a big deal. I mean, I don't want a child that I completely spoiled to death and then doesn't learn any values and then grows up to be an asshole.
Okay, well, I guess we're done then because somebody is here. So thank you guys for watching.
Bye.
So this is Kristen. She was in the UK for the last month, and she's who rang the doorbell when we were filming, and she wants me to show you.
I'll show you. This little baby shirt of British Mickey. Aww.
Minnie.
Oops.
And look at my back. Oh, I like the little teardrop hole. So she just got that for me, and this really good, is it Milka? How do you say it? Milka?
Milka.
It's like s'mores chocolate, and it's delicious.
I love Milka. I saw they have a Milka store somewhere, and I want to go there.
That sounds dangerous. Leia wants to play. Okay, so that's all for this video. Bye, guys.